What is up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be explaining the card that I use for gaming, okay? And it's called the GBank Visa card. There's a lot of pros of it that I'm kind of going to discuss in this video. I started using it approximately 2 months ago. And basically, I'm going to break down why I use this card in this tutorial video. But I do want to be clear. Obviously, this is my personal experience. This is what I'm personally doing. I usually don't give financial advice at all on what people should do with their money, what cards people should use, but this has benefited me a ton, right? Because at this point, I've been gambling for probably 6-7 years very seriously, and I used to just use my debit card, and you don't get anything, right? I put $1,000 into DraftKings, FanDuel, I'm not getting anything. So with GBank, you get 1% cashback rewards for sportsbooks like FanDuel. You can see a full list of all the approved vendors they work with right here. And then you get 2%, which is insane, cashback rewards for sweepstakes books, as well as daily fantasy sites like Prize Picks. So I've never seen anything like this. It's crazy. And it works, and personally, I've benefited a lot from it, right? Like, it's obviously helped me, especially as a high volume sports bettor, because there's no max amount that you can earn on these cashback rewards. So my process with GBank was my friend, who's also a very serious sports bettor. He told me about it. I did my own research, into these cashback rewards, all that sort of stuff, which I highly encourage everyone to do. You don't have to believe me. Do some research on GBank, and I think you'll find it very compelling as well. But basically, I applied online. Once I got approved, I got a virtual card, and then you're kind of off into the running. So another nice thing is once you apply, if you're approved, then obviously terms and conditions apply, all that good stuff. But once you're approved, you are actually just going to get an additional $50 cashback reward, which is pretty nice. So I'll include a link below to check out GBank and just more information on it. And again, I highly encourage, everyone to do their own research. So obviously for me, the biggest pro is the cashback rewards. 1% for sportsbooks like FanDuel, and then 2% for DFS sites like Prize Picks, as well as sweepstakes books, in my opinion, is super compelling. But the card has also been, very easy to use, lower decline rate than I feel like most of the other options that I've tried in the past. And it's really simple to use, right? There's no annual fee. There's no maximum limits in terms of cashback rewards. So if you're a high volume player, you can do some mental calculations on 1% and 2%. It stacks up pretty quick. So one question I had initially is, why is this possible? And basically, the card transactions from GBank are treated as purchases, right? So not cash advance on most of your, gaming loads, sports loads, stuff like that. So basically they're treated as purchases. So you essentially get rewards just like if you're buying a flight or you're buying a meal. So it's very similar to just like, using a credit card when you're out at dinner and getting back some points. This is very similar. So the merchants that are accepted do kind of vary. I will mention that. So for example, this card does not work on DraftKings or Fanatics. Those are 2 books that I tried it out on. It didn't work. But again, you can see a full list of the sports books and daily fantasy sites. Again, Prize Picks, FanDuel. It works for most of the major players. So again, hopefully you found this video helpful. Do your own research. I'll include a link below to check out GBank. This has definitely been useful for me. The 1% and the 2% stack up quickly, and I've had a great experience with the card. Super easy to get set up. But let me know any questions you have. I'm always happy to help.